Another is to go with Harry Reid's plan, which is, as the Speaker said, a blank check, something that we as Republicans don't believe that most Americans think ought to happen, because that lets spending continue in this town the way it has, and it helps promote the economic policies of the Obama administration that have frankly wrecked this economy.
Well, that was Eric Cantor just speaking after the House Republicans finished their closed-door meeting this morning. Republican leaders are sticking with, excuse me, Speaker Boehner's plan. That plan does not raise taxes. With us now, Republican Congressman Scott Garrett from New Jersey. He's vice chairman of the House Budget Committee. Congressman, great to see you this morning.
It's good to be with you. Good morning.
Your thoughts on how that meeting went this morning? Are we closer?
Oh, we're certainly closer, and I was just thinking as I was sitting here watching both this segment and the segment you had before with regard to the Justice Department and the ATF selling guns down to Mexico, when the President said the public doesn't trust a dysfunctional government. Certainly I can understand the distrust that the American public has right now with all that previous story going on, plus all the, you might say, dysfunction in Washington at the same time as we stand here without any proposal from the White House, still with only a few days to go.
Though Speaker Boehner says the proposal that's put forward, that the Republicans in that meeting and in the House and even some Democrats may jump aboard, he feels it would pass in the Senate, and he feels that the President wouldn't veto it. Do you agree?
Well, obviously all those things remain to be seen. We've had promises from the Senate in the past, and right now Senator Reid is out there with, as Eric was pointing out, a plan that simply gives a blank check to the President. It would be great if the Senate President would come out and say, well, I can support some alternative plans. I haven't heard that yet publicly from the Senator. That would be a good sign to say that he is on board with not raising taxes and not giving blank checks to the President. So maybe that's the next question that should be put forward to Senator Reid.
Congressman Garrett, you mentioned the President saying in his speech last night that Americans don't want a dysfunctional government. I wanted you to listen to this bite and comment. I'm curious what's going on in your office today. Listen.
Sure.
The American people may have voted for divided government, but they didn't vote for a dysfunctional government. So I'm asking you all to make your voice heard. If you want a balanced approach to reducing the deficit, let your member of Congress know. If you believe we can solve this problem through compromise, send that message.
And apparently folks are, because our senior congressional producer, Congressman, says that not only are websites crashing on the Hill, but he tried to call the chief administrative officer there to see why the phones were so backed up. Problem is he couldn't get through. What is going on in your office, and what are people who are getting through telling you since the President said be heard?
Yeah, so the President basically has come out and said, call and say what you don't like. But what we're hearing is that the public does want a balanced approach. As you know, we had a bill that passed through the House just last week that was cut, cap, and balance. And I would say that is balanced in a couple ways. One, in the sense that it has a balanced budget amendment, which has almost 2/3 of the American public behind it. And secondly, it was a bipartisan bill. You know, it's the only bill that actually had a bipartisan vote in one of the houses and get passed. So cut, cap, and balanced is a balanced approach, has a bipartisan support for it, and that's what we're hearing from our electorate, from the public.
Interesting, because balance was the one word we heard so many times last night from the President. Congressman, great to see you, and wonderful to have you on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.